Florida is making a pitch, and I kind of like it. Ron DeSantis on Fox and Friends this morning basically saying, come one, come all, come right down to Florida because we have zero income taxes. And we're looking at zero property taxes. I mean, this is amazing. This is amazing. And, he says something really important here that he doesn't think you should rent your property from the government. I kind of liked that. I really liked that, actually, because, it's not fair. You buy a piece of property, you build a home on it, you never know what your taxes are going to be. The government can decide to, gouge you if they want. And so he said there's something fundamentally wrong with that. Listen to this and just think about all the New Yorkers heading to Florida. It's happening, baby.
So we got to put it on the ballot, and the voters have to approve it. It's a constitutional issue in Florida. It's not something the state derives revenue for. It's a local issue. We're trying to focus on Florida homeowners and their primary resident, people that have Airbnbs or whatever, that's separate. Yeah. But your personal home, you shouldn't rent it from the government. You should own it. And, you're paying taxes for 50 years, but even for young families, it's become very difficult across this country to make ends meet. Wouldn't it be great if they were able to have home ownership without having the burden of property tax that? So that's coming to a ballot near you in November of 2026, and we need 60% of Florida voters to do it. And I think it's going to be very popular, but it's also something that's not an easy bar to reach when you have an election like that.
No, I get it. Because, people want to make sure that they have money to cover their schools, et cetera. Yeah, I like New Hampshire, where you have zero income tax. You have zero sales tax. That's what I'm talking about. Zero tax on investments or dividends. And when my husband and I owned a house there, we were always amazed because we get a check back. In all seriousness, we owned a home up in Moultonboro on Lake Winnipesaukee, and the taxes were whatever they were. They weren't crazy because I think it was mainly a summer home community, so they didn't have a lot of expenses during the winter. And we would get a check back. We'd pay our taxes, and they were like, we did a really good job with our budget this year. Here you go. And we're like, are you kidding me? They pride themselves on that in New Hampshire, live free or die country. Believe me. I mean, it's getting a little blue lately. Although, I want quick shout out to my cousin. He just won mayor of Portsmouth, New Hampshire again last night. He is a Dem, but I forgive him. He's actually a practical Dem, so they do exist in New Hampshire, that is. Anyway, so congratulations to Declan McEachran. That's great news in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. But let me go here to a woman that I saw on TikTok today. She came out with this little PSA announcement. She said, hey, if you're thinking of moving to one of these red states, like a Florida, maybe think again. Or if you're going to come here, don't vote for the policies that made you leave your blue state to begin with. Watch.
This is a PSA from all of us in red states. If you are moving out of a blue state to a red one, do not come here and vote the very that drove you out. If you are leaving a blue state because the cost of living is too high, because quality of life, because it's now too dangerous, have some self-awareness and recognition that you are moving to a red state and do not vote the exact thing that drove you out of the blue state. Please, we beg you. And yes, I am talking to you, New York, who is about to run out of New York City because of Mom Donnie.
I think she says it better than me. I'm going with Ma'am Donnie, but it's maybe Mom Donnie. Is this like a Kamala thing? Anyway, I don't really care. We're just going to go with Comrade, okay? So the Comrade's in charge at New York City, and basically everybody's going to leave. They are hightailing it out of New York City as fast as they can, and she's right. You know what? If you're going to go to one of those red states, don't bring all your blue nonsense with you. Please. Listen, I'll tell you, this is all one big wake-up call. It's a wake-up call because we got to actually get serious as a party in terms of what we are thinking coming up on midterms. And I say that because you look at what Zohran Mamdani is saying about how they're going to prevent any new Trumps from coming along. And I'm like, wait, what are you going to do? Get rid of the First Amendment? I mean, I've been through it. I lived through it, okay? And that cancel culture was massive. And Biden was working behind the scenes, and you've heard what Mark Zuckerberg has come out and said, and the pressure that they were under, et cetera. That can't happen again. And it worries me, because if we do not have the House and the Senate, then we may not be able to expose all the things that need to get exposed. I know that like the time is ticking, and we're all sort of like, come on, Pam Bondi, do your job, like get going. But it's hard. They're methodical. My friend Dan's over there with Cash at FBI, and if you talk to him, he's like, look, and he's a very sort of methodical person. He's like, we have to do this the right way, and you can't rush it. So when I look at a chart like the one I'm going to show you, and don't get too scared. I mean, hey, we still got time, but I just want to be a realist here, because I don't want this to happen. But take a look at what Polymarket was showing. I love Polymarket because they have a really good sort of sense of what's really happening in real time. It's a kind of a betting site, if you would, a betting market. You can't bet on it if you're in the US, but just look at this and watch what's been happening. So this is, basically over the course of the last couple of months, and then look at that divergence that you see. Which party is going to win in 2026? And you see it August, September, October, and then this event with Mamdani, and you see now the 31% for the Republican Party and over a better than 70% chance for the Democrat Party. Now, I'm not saying that's set in stone. We can change that. We need to change that. But this is the wake-up call, I think, ladies and gentlemen, that we really, really, really need. Because if the House is taken over, and don't forget, look what happened with Prop 50. I mean, they're going to pick up 5 seats in California, which is why it makes Texas so much more important. This is a very critical time, because you don't want this idiot, comrade, out there taking away your rights. And when I'm using him symbolically, because it's not just him, obviously. If they get back in charge, it's going to be a very difficult scenario for any American that doesn't agree with them. We saw it already.
And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one.
The next one. They do not want any diversity of thought. And if you are associated with the MAGA movement, if you are so associated with the GOP, then you are somehow toxic in their eyes and cancelable. And that's a really scary proposition, and it's not who we are. I mean, look at what they did, right? Look at what they did. You know what they did. I mean, go back to the Obama and Biden administration and all the cancel culture that was going on. So bad that they actually even were canceling people's bank accounts. In all seriousness, they had the regulators in there saying, okay, well, let's look at this person. Let's look at this person. We don't really like this person. Oh, that person's a MAGA person. Eric Trump told me he had 200 accounts canceled in one night. He got a call and they said we're canceling. He had like 200 accounts, his business accounts, etc. But they tried to shut everyone off, and it's pretty darn scary. So I think that we need to pay attention to this wake-up call. I mean,